we've got championship coaching coming in here. So this is going to be a very good conversation for parents and players who has aspirations of playing at the championship level, at the collegiate level. We've got Callie Gilday, coach. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Recently, recently coming off a fabulous honeymoon we were talking about off air, like a whole month worth of traveling.
Really
Where all
around the
are
globe.
literally okay, so real quick, all in 30 seconds, where did you hit?
We went from Philadelphia to Bora Bora, Bora Bora to New Zealand, New Zealand to Singapore, Vietnam, then London.
It's bananas. That's bananas. Okay, all right. So if you don't know, most recently, Coach Callie was as an assistant coach for our University of Tampa Spartans, um, who were back-to-back Division II champions. And before that, she had a brief stint in a couple of different universities. Coach, just real quick, so our fan base knows your background, so they can kind of build in one and two together when we start talking.
Yeah, so I played at the University of Tampa, and then I graduated in 2016. From there, I'm from the Philadelphia area. I moved back to Philly, and I started coaching with a club team in the Philly area, NXT, and then from there I went to Millersville University. It's a Division II school in the PSAC, a pretty powerhouse conference. I was there for a year, and then I was living in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it was pretty cold, pretty different than Tampa. So I was like, I need to get back down to Tampa. And so started coaching at Tampa in fall of 2018. And then I
Okay.
was there until this past October. So
Okay. All right.
majority of my career was at Tampa.
Okay. The first thing that comes to mind, how I want to kind of lean into this conversation is you playing at an elite level, you coaching at an elite level, you coaching when you're at the mountaintop and having the target on your back. The mentality of being the chaser trying to get to the top, and then also the mentality of being at the top with those chasing you. What is it that you try to impose on your athletes is trying to restructure how they think about the game and the mentality of chasing the champion and the mentality of keeping the championship?
Yeah, so I guess like I was pretty fortunate to come to Tampa at a time when they weren't a top dog. They were
Mhm,
kind of just like fighting to maybe make it to the conference tournament.
mhm,
So there was a lot of like cultural change. So with that, that's like the chasing the target, right? Like you want to be a
yep,
part of it. You want to be in the conversation. And I think that is to get there, you really have to get everyone on board in terms of making it cool to care about wanting to be more than just the bare minimum.
okay,
So that's cool. I mean, like that's not talent. That's not like, I mean, obviously talent comes into play, but that a majority of it is a mentality piece. And wanting to leave a mark on a program that was a relatively young program, still like in potential, but not really there. But then getting to, I think honestly, a huge thing about chasing the target and then having the target on your back is almost being there and losing.
okay,
That was like a huge thing for Tampa. We got to the conference tournament, we got to the NCAA tournament, and then we like just couldn't get the game to take us to the next level to give us the opportunity to win the championship. So I
okay,
think like the loss and heartbreak makes you hungrier for something because you're so close to it. Um, so I think like once we kind of overcame that hurdle of like, for like lack of a better way to say it, like feeling horrible from losing the year before and having that like that scar, finally getting there and getting the opportunity and winning and having the target on your back. In my opinion, like a target on your back is such a privilege. Like
Yeah, yeah.
obviously, I'm not like a crack under pressure type of person. I love pressure. I think it like helps people reach full potential and stay at that level, but like
Mhm.
also have like a little sense of like fear, I guess, a little sense of fear of like letting themselves down, letting their teammates down, letting their coaches down. Like, I think like that's a healthy sense of fear at like a really high collegiate level is healthy. Then, yeah, like I said, that like privilege to to know to have a mentality of like, yeah, I'm the best. I want to be the best, but I can't. You're not just gonna. It's not like a cakewalk. It's not. You're not just gonna cruise there. You have to have a mentality of like grind and like that you need to earn to stay at that top. But like I said, like not everyone has a mentality like that, and that's what, in my opinion, makes people lose.
Okay.
Because there's not like full buy-in. But if you can get everyone to buy in and like that pressure and want to grind, then you're gonna stay with that. You're gonna stay at the top with the target on your back and people chasing you.
When you say full buy-in, sounds good, right?
Yeah,
Sounds good to put on a t-shirt when the start of the season happens. Sounds good the first couple of weeks until it kind of fades away, right?
yeah.
What does full buy-in really mean?
Collectively or individually, like as a team or an individual.
Let's go as a team. We got full buy-in. However, full buy-in has to start. Those tentacles have to go down individually because those individual parts have to become better than have to be form the sum, right? So
Yeah.
if we say at the off season we got full buy-in, what does that mean individually when those girls leave University of Tampa Field? What do they need to be doing on their own to classify? Yeah, she's bought in.
I think the first thing to get full buy-in from the individual is like a genuine belief that you are y- almost like a cockiness. The what's the phrase like north
Got a
of
swag.
north of
That's
confident, south of cocky. Like
okay.
right in that, a genuine belief that you are the best and genuine
Okay.
belief that you can win and you are there, you're in a position to win. That's like the first, very first and foremost. And like a like a little bit of like an obsession. So I think that's the first thing. And then I think have the full buy-in. I'm a big believer in like lacrosse is what you do. It's not who you are. So it shouldn't consume your entire life. But when you do it, you're going to do it 100%. Like why are you going to waste time? So to get that full buy-in, at least in my opinion, you do have to put in the work outside of the 2 to 4 hours that you get with like conditioning and lifting and then practice. The days that you maybe have rest, like you're going out, you're doing stick work, you're talking to your teammates, you're reviewing film, you're reviewing the plays. But I think that there is a very, very, very fine line with like full buy-in with becoming obsessed and having it consume you. If you
Okay.
do not, if and that's kind of what I'm saying with like lacrosse is what you do, it's not who you are. If you can't leave it at some point in time, you're going to become obsessed and you're going to become nitpicky and you're not going to reach full buy-in in a sense of like you're going to start overanalyzing and then that's actually going to hurt you. So you have to have a like in terms of like a individual full buy-in, one belief, two the effort that you want to if you're doing it, you're there 100%. You are taking time outside of practice to refine your own skills and refine your own craft, whatever that may be. If it's goaltending, defensive, one like if you want to be a 1v1 specialist or a draw specialist or a uh, sharpen your shots or something like that. I do. You have to do that outside of it, and then the a balance piece, having the mentality to know that like okay, I gotta go hard when I gotta go hard, and then I gotta step away and I gotta fully step away and not think about it, not do any of that. So I think that's like the individual thing. The
Okay.
collective thing, the collective piece of it from a team. I mean, like at Tampa when I was coaching, we sometimes literally had like almost 50 people on our team. So like, is everyone going to be fully bought in 100% of the time? Absolutely not. No.
Right.
But um, that's fine. I think showing your teammates that there is a standard that needs to be held to, because you truly believe that you're the best and we are going to win, and they like people are fully consumed by the idea that like I am a winner and I am a champion.
Yeah.
I think that if you can kind of get other people to like believe that in themselves and in the team, then it's infectious. I mean, like that's hard to kind of go against that. You want to be a part of that. You want to, like I said, it's like kind of cool to care. So like that's kind of like again a mentality piece. Obviously, there's the physical piece. You got to be fit. You gotta have good stick skills. Like no one's gonna get on a team that's not that's at a level that Tampa was at if they're not athletically talented. So I think also being realistic is a good thing. We've had at Tampa when I was there, like we did have a handful of people quit because they were just like, I just don't care as much as the other people. There's no bad blood. I just don't care as much as some of my teammates, and I don't want to bring the team down. And I think
Hmm.
that is the full team buy-in. Like, so those teammates that ended up leaving, applaud you. I applaud you for not wanting to be an anchor on a team that is trying to continuously push forward and progress forwards. I think that's a really good, like a good thing to have the realistic belief in yourself and and not wanting to like anchor someone down. And then to your teammates push you in a healthy way and have an accountability. I think that like also produces full team buy-in. And then obviously having a staff that can um support the team's goals and
Hmm.
support the team's belief. Like I can have goals. Yeah, my goal every single year is like win every game. That's a
Hmm.
goal. Win the
Hmm.
championship. Like
Hmm.
I'm not here to lose. That's not my job, right? So um I think having a team be able to buy in means that you have to be willing to accept criticism. And
Right.
I think that there has been a cultural shift in the past, I don't know, 5 years, that like criticism is now negative. Well,
Mm.
she's critiquing me. Well, yeah, I literally get paid to critique you as a coach. That's what my
Right.
job is, right? And so I think like having full team buy-in and being able to have the team understand that as a coach or a teammate or like a athletic trainer or something like that, being able to give you honest feedback and you understanding, yeah, it's personal. Yeah, I'm not making the running times. I'm not catching the ball, but it's not that deep. I'm not going home like thinking about it, like crying about it. I'm not festering on it. And you shouldn't do the same thing. Do the things that you're being asked, take the feedback that you're receiving, take the criticism and say, yeah, sometimes I'm not good enough, or sometimes I am good at like I'm reaching full potential.
Right.
I think that's like the main thing in terms of full buy-in, being able to give and receive feedback and know that it is personal. It is a direct thing at me, but it's not that deep and it's for the betterment of the team. And once you can culturally get there, um, with individual players, then collectively you're going to do that. So it's like to kind of sum it all up again, individual belief that you're
Hmm.
talented enough to do it, um, putting in the work necessary outside of the allocated time that is required, simultaneously having balance, leaving it when you need to leave it, coming back when you need to come back,
Hmm.
and then like an honesty factor. Can I honestly receive feedback? Am I honestly good enough to be a part of this thing that wants to go further? Am I can I give feedback as much as I can receive that feedback? Like can I tell a coach like, hey, I do think this, but if they don't accept, if they don't do anything with it, then it is what it is. At least I said my piece. Like, but um like I think like a word to use is like don't not getting butthurt. Like
Right.
You know, like it's understanding that there is a bigger picture and you're an element in this picture. So you
Mhm.
have to play your role and accept and truly accept criticism and look at it as not a personal attack, but more of a potential for growth. I don't think that that happens as much as it used to happen because it's just gotten, I don't know, like everyone's a winner
Say it.
mentality.
Yeah,
It's gotten a little soft. It's gotten like a little everyone's a winner. Like
yeah.
you're gonna get a participation trophy. And like to me, like I just think that that stuff is BS. Like I don't believe in that. There are winners and there are losers at the end of the game, and I just don't like that stuff. And that's kind of how I've always coached. Give the mentality that like you want to be the best, and if you want to be the best, then don't sacrifice for something underneath of that, or don't settle for something underneath of that.
Go into your memory bank. I'll set this up for you because I want you to kind of think about it, see if you can give me a good story. All right. Let's stay on that line of your role player currently, but the player kind of knows she needs a bigger role. She wants a bigger role and she's working towards it. She's itching it. She's not really satisfied where she's at. She may have had a word or two with the coaching staff, like, yo, I want a bigger role. And then her opportunity comes and she shows out. She's prepared for the moment. And you, as a coach, remembered all the work she put in. You remember the uncomfortable conversations. You remember the, hey, be patient, your time is coming conversations. But when she did it, you kind of smiled on the inside, like, yep, she trusted the process. She grinded. She was prepared and she didn't tap out. Do you have one of those stories that you could tap into the memory bank, like, yo, this is what it's all about?
Yeah, I can like specifically Grace
Yeah.
Gilmore. Grace
Talk to me.
Gilmore, she okay, Grace Gilmore came from like a pretty great New Jersey pro like club team, and she came down to Tampa and she was a defender, and I was the defensive coach at the time at Tampa. She worked so hard. Um but we had a pretty veteran defense, and she was kind of was like, I think I should have an opportunity. I think I should be playing. Like I'm doing all the things right." And in practice, she was doing it. She was doing it great. But you know, only four defenders are going to play at a time. Four true defenders, maybe some D middies, but just her opportunity wasn't necessarily there. And I had so many conversations with her of like just keep on the track. You're doing everything right. It's just your time isn't there. And then finally, it had to been like her junior year or something. I think she was like, now that she's graduated, she told me like she was like this close to quitting potentially.
Mhm.
She was like abroad or something studying, and in the summer, and she was like, "What am I doing? Like I keep putting in all this effort and like I'm not reaping the rewards." And then from sophomore year to junior year, she came back and she was super fit. She I think just had like a mentality shift of like, okay, going to I'm just going to buy into what my role is.
Mhm.
Me personally, like my role is to go to practice every single day and work hard and just be the best version of herself. And then finally, she played maybe even the first game junior year, and we ended up making her like a matchup defender on one of the uh, leading scorers on the other team, and
Mhm.
she just absolutely balled out, and she like it was like mind blowing. I was like she was so good, and like granted she had some mistakes and everything because like the pressure, the excitement and everything, but she was a at first she wasn't a true like believer of the buy-in of like embrace the grind, like just trust the process, embrace the grind. Like she was wanting she was felt like she deserved it,
Mhm.
and that was like honestly hurting her. Like she was like, I deserve it, I should be there, like why are they playing me type thing. And then like once she kind of got out of that mentality and she was like, all right, like screw it, I'm just gonna work really hard every single day and like just show up to practice and not really have like any expectations. Leaving those expectations behind allowed her to actually like envelop a whole different style of play and a whole different
Mm.
mentality where she like just like kind of embraced being like an underdog. And
Mhm.
she was like, all right, if I once I get my opportunity, I am going to claw onto that opportunity. I am not going to let it go. And she just absolutely destroyed it. She ended up being for two years the number one matchup defender for Tampa. And in my opinion, Tampa's defense was unmatched for 2 years. And yeah, she continued to buy into that like underdog mentality of like even though then she got there, she was like that it could be taken away from me in a second. And like
Right.
I like again, I'm talking back to that like healthy fear. Like someone's always on her ass. Someone's always
Right.
trying to vie for her spot because again, there's only four people. Because she was one of those people. She was one of those people vying for those four positions. And then once she got it, she was like, I know what I have to lose. And that's that target on the back mentality
Yep.
type thing.
Yep. Yep.
And so even though she was technically a top dog on her team, she still had that underdog mentality. But Grace Gilmore, like, if there was a highlight reel of her 1v1s, I would watch it. I mean, I have done this. I would watch it over and over and over again. She's that type of person that came from a really high program, came from a really like love culture like growing up from just being from like that Jersey, the tri-state area. Everyone's good up there, up north.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I think when she came down south, like we everyone else was good because Tampa was recruiting good people and she had to grind and she had to work and she had to get over herself a little bit. She had to get
Mhm.
over her like her sense of entitlement.
Mhm.
And then once she got over that sense of entitlement, kind of embraced that like underdog mentality. Okay, I'm going to get to there. And then once she was there, staying in the underdog mentality while performing as a top dog, just like there's a reason she is a two-time national champion.
We're going to arrange a part 2 of this because I want the college recruiting aspect conversation too, and I want it from you because I like your mentality, okay? I sometimes I see some of the college coaches and they're talking about the recruiting process, and I'm in my head like, "That's not how it's you guys are being way too
Yeah,
nice just so nobody doesn't not you're being that's not how it is, right?" If you can't play, you can't play. That's just you that's where so we're gonna have that conversation, but I appreciate your patience this morning. I love the attitude. Um, don't hang up. I'm gonna stop the conversation, but you'll still be online, so we can discuss how we're gonna chop up this part 2. 'Cause I think folks are really gonna wanna listen to you from that aspect. Fair?
yeah, great.